Hello, and welcome to English Avenue Podcast.
Your cozy place to learn easy English through real-life conversations and slowly upgrade your life at the same time. I'm Anna.
And I'm Jake. And today, I want to start with a very honest picture in your mind.
Oh, okay. What kind of picture are we talking about?
You, with your phone in your hand, opening your banking app.
Ouch. We are starting strong already.
Yeah, when you open that app, what is the first feeling in your body? Relaxed? Curious? Or a tiny little, oh no?
For many people, it's closer to, oh no, than, this feels good.
And that's strange, because a lot of us are educated, we work hard, we are responsible, but when it comes to money, we still feel a bit lost.
You felt like that too, right? Even with your finance background?
Completely. I could talk about money in theory, but I didn't feel calm with my own money in real life.
And that is what we want to talk about today. The difference between I passed my exams and I actually understand my money.
In English, we use the phrase financial literacy for this. Financial literacy means really understanding how money moves in your daily life and feeling more in control, not just knowing big words.
And the good news is you don't need a finance degree to become financially literate. You need simple habits, small things you do again and again.
So today's episode is not how to be a millionaire in 30 days.
No quick jackpots here, just small habits that actually work.
Right. Today is about 8 small money habits that schools usually don't teach you, but that can quietly change how safe you feel with money.
And of course, we'll do it in English you can actually use in real life. This is a B2 level episode.
So the language will be a bit richer and more natural, but we'll still speak clearly, repeat important ideas, and explain new vocabulary the first time we use it.
And if you are a strong B1 listener, you can stay with us too. Some parts might feel challenging, but that is how your English grows. You can always listen again, and you'll understand more each time.
And even if money feels scary for you, remember, this episode is not just about numbers, it's about your peace of mind.
Yeah, so don't run away just because we said money. Stay, breathe, listen.
Exactly. We'll walk through it slowly together.
Right, so before we jump in, just a small request.
If you enjoy learning English through real topics like this, please like this episode, subscribe to the channel, and maybe share it with one friend who also feels stressed about money.
And in the comments, we have a little reflection challenge for you.
We want you to finish one sentence. When I open my banking app, I feel, and then add one more sentence. One money habit I want to learn this year is...
Yeah, you can be honest, you can be funny, you can be serious. It's okay to say, I feel scared, or I feel confused, or I feel proud. This is a safe place.
And when you write that, you practice your English, and you also take the first step to understanding your own money story.
And near the end, we'll do a small word tour. We'll take a few useful words from today and explain them slowly with examples, so you can really use them when you talk about money in your own life.
So stay with us till the end if you want to grow your English and your money vocabulary at the same time.
But first, let's start with Jake's story, how he could speak money language in exams, but still felt nervous to open his own banking app.
Yeah, let's begin there, because I think many of you will recognize this feeling.
Take us into that moment then. What was going through your head when you opened your banking app back in the day?
I remember one Friday, fresh salary. I opened the app, looked at the screen, and thought, wait, how is this number already so low? It felt like someone else had been using my money.
Yeah, that feeling of, who spent this? Oh, it was me. Every single time.
Exactly. And the scary part was, I could not really tell you where it went. I had a good degree, I worked in a serious job, but inside, I did not feel financially literate at all.
Right. And financial literacy means really understanding how money works in your everyday life. Not just knowing formulas, but knowing what comes in, what goes out, and why.
Yeah. On paper, I looked educated, but in real life, I was just confused and stressed.
And I think many people know this feeling. They are not lazy, they are not stupid, but their money story does not match their values.
Exactly. So maybe we start with that. If we paused your life right now and asked, what really matters to you? What would you say?
Family, health, learning, maybe financial freedom, maybe community.
And then we compare that with your last month of spending.
This is where it hurts a bit, because the world pushes us to be materialistic without even noticing.
Yeah, materialistic means you care too much about buying things and having stuff instead of caring about experiences, values, or people.
So you say, my family's my priority, but your bank statement says your priority is food delivery, gadgets, and random late-night shopping.
Oh, that was literally me. I said health was important, but my money said fries, sugar, and apps.
And a lot of that money was discretionary spending, right?
Yeah, discretionary spending is the money you spend on non-essential things. Not rent, not basic food, not electricity. Just extra things you choose because you want them.
Those little coffees, subscriptions, treats, that tiny order that comes every week.
So the first habit for me was simple. Put your money where your values are. First, write 3 to 5 things that really matter. Then look at your last month and ask, does my spending line up with this at all?
And you do not have to fix everything in one night. Even moving a small part of your discretionary spending towards what matters, a book, a course, better food, savings, already feels different.
Yeah. When your money and your values start to move in the same direction, you begin to feel a little more financially literate, even before the numbers are perfect.
Okay, so we start seeing the truth, values on one side, bank statement on the other. But if we only do this one time, we forget it, right?
Yeah, totally. That is why the second habit is not about a big decision. It's about a small monthly ritual.
So how did you make sure you did not just close the app and repeat the same month again and again?
I started what I call a money check-in once a month. Just 30 minutes. Phone on silent, me, my numbers, and maybe a cup of tea.
So like a little coffee date with your bank account, not a horror movie.
Exactly. Because before that, I was almost living paycheck to paycheck.
Living paycheck to paycheck means that almost all of your salary is gone before the next one comes. There is no safety, no extra, just stress.
Right. So during the check-in, I ask 3 simple questions.
Okay, let's walk through them slowly.
First question, where did my money actually go this month? Not what I guess, but what my statement shows.
So just looking at the reality without attacking yourself.
Exactly. Second, did my choices move me closer to my goals or further away?
That one can feel uncomfortable, but it is where growth starts.
Third, what is one small focus for the next 30 days? Not 5 goals, just one. For example, I will cook more at home, or I will pay a bit extra so I do not fall behind on bills.
To fall behind on bills means you do not pay on time, and then you owe more and more. It becomes heavier every month.
Yeah, this check-in doesn't magically make you rich, but it stops you from sleepwalking with your money.
And emotionally, you start to feel like an adult sitting at the table with your money, not a child hiding from it.
But there was another problem for me. Even when I wanted to be responsible, my brain was very lazy with boring tasks.
Oh, I know that brain. The brain that says, we will set up that payment later, and later never comes.
Exactly. And that is where habit 3 saved me.
So, what did you actually change to help your lazy brain?
I decided that I cannot trust my memory. So I let systems do the boring work. I automated the basics.
Okay, Mr. Jake, give us some examples.
All right, Miss Anna, fair question. I set up automatic payments for rent and fixed bills right after payday, and an automatic transfer to savings on the same day. This way, the important things happened before I could forget or change my mind.
So instead of fighting with yourself every month, you made one smart decision and let the system repeat it.
Exactly. It is like putting the serious money tasks on autopilot.
On autopilot means something runs by itself without you needing to control it all the time.
Right. After this, I still had to think about some things, but the number of money emergencies went down a lot. I was not suddenly surprised by bills because they were already organized.
And it feels like you were taking care of future you. You're saying, I know you'll be tired later, so I'm setting this up for you now.
Yes, it's a quiet way to respect yourself.
Okay, so now our money matches our values a bit more. We have a monthly check-in, and the boring things are on autopilot. But there's still that big, noisy question in people's minds. What about investing?
Ah, yes, and that's where habit 4 comes in. Not as big, scary numbers, but as a change in how we treat extra money.
So what did extra money look like for you before you changed?
Honestly, every time I had extra, it started burning a hole in my pocket.
Burning a hole in your pocket is an expression that means the money is just waiting to be spent, and you feel a strong desire to use it quickly.
Yes, the moment I saw extra numbers, my brain whispered, "We deserve something now."
The money is like a child shouting, "Spend me!"
Exactly. My first investment was often food or some random item online.
So what changed?
I learned that you don't need a huge amount to start being smarter. The habit became, when I see extra money, I don't only ask, what can I buy? I also ask, what small part can I keep for future me?
So the focus moves from only now to now and later.
Yeah, sometimes that kept part goes into basic long-term investing, sometimes into a clear savings goal. We're not giving you financial advice here, but we are talking about attitude.
Right. Instead of treating every extra coin like candy, you treat some of it like a seed.
Exactly. A seed that can grow into more stability and less fear.
But I know there's another trap many people fall into. They watch hours of money videos, they read threads, they listen to podcasts, and still nothing changes.
Yes, that was me for a long time, and that's where habit 5 started.
What were you doing exactly?
I was a compulsive money learner.
Compulsive means you do something again and again, almost without control, even when you know it is not really helping you.
Yes, I watched, I liked, I saved videos, and then I went to sleep and changed nothing.
So your brain felt busy and proud, but your bank account felt the same.
Exactly. So I made a new rule. Whenever I learned something about money, I take one small action the same day.
Okay, what does that look like in real life?
For example, if I see a video about bank fees, I open my own app and check if I can remove one fee. If I hear someone talk about budgeting, I write a simple plan just for this week. If I learn about emergency funds, maybe I move even a tiny amount into a separate place.
Ah, that is where financial literacy really starts to grow. Not in how many videos you watch, but in how many tiny actions you take.
And you also start trusting yourself more. You are no longer just a listener, you are a doer.
There is one more area that many of us avoid, even when we start changing habits, talking about money with other people.
Yes, and that used to be very uncomfortable for me too. That is why habit 6 is so important.
So what made money conversations so difficult for you at first?
I felt ashamed. I thought, everyone else probably understands this. I am the only one confused. So I stayed quiet, even with close friends.
And in many cultures, money is almost a taboo topic. You can joke about many things, but not about numbers.
Exactly. But the more I listened to people, the more I realized most of us are scared, not stupid.
So how did you start changing that?
I began having small, honest conversations with people I trust, not to show off, not to compare, just to learn. Questions like, how do you plan your budget? Or what app do you use to track your expenses?
And with a partner, maybe, I want us to be on the same page with money.
On the same page means you both understand the situation and agree on the plan.
When you're on the same page, you fight less with each other and more for the same goal.
So the habit is stop hiding from money conversations. Choose one safe person and ask one real question.
But even when we talk, there is still this quiet fight inside. I want to enjoy life now, but I also do not want to be stressed later.
Yes, that now versus later tension is exactly what habit 7 is about.
Right. So what did that inner fight sound like in your head?
Many times when I didn't buy something, I felt deprived.
Deprived means you feel like you do not have enough or like something important is missing from your life.
Right. We live in a world that tells us if you are not buying the newest thing, you are missing out. So every no felt like a punishment.
And the strange thing is, you can look materialistic on the outside, always buying, always posting, and still feel deeply deprived on the inside.
Exactly. So I started to change the meaning of no in my mind. When I say no to something now, I also say yes to something later.
No to a random expensive dinner, yes to less fear at the end of the month.
Yeah. Before, I called myself boring or too frugal.
Frugal means careful with money and not wasting it. Some people think it is negative, but it can actually be very smart and peaceful.
Exactly. Now I see good frugal moments as acts of self-respect, not punishment.
So you're not saying, I do not deserve this. You're saying, I deserve not to be scared later.
And when you start thinking like that, another question appears. If I'm saying no to some things, what am I saying yes to? For me, the strongest yes was not more stuff. It was skills.
Which brings us to habit 8.
So, what does spending on skills actually mean in your life?
For a long time, my extra money went to things that looked good but did not really change my future. I was trying to keep up with the Joneses without even knowing it.
Keep up with the Joneses is a phrase that means trying to have the same things as other people, neighbors, friends, people online, so you do not feel less than them.
Right. But then I began using some of that money for skills, a public speaking workshop, a short editing course, a book that actually taught me how to manage projects better.
And those skills did not disappear after 1 week. They stayed with you.
Exactly. They started to open doors, new jobs, better projects, more confidence.
So instead of trying to impress the Joneses, you slowly started to keep promises to your future self.
Yes. Now, before I buy something, I ask, will this still matter for me in 3 years? If the answer is yes, maybe it is a good tool or skill to pay for. If the answer is no, maybe it's just my old habits burning a hole in my pocket again.
And then you take a deep breath and maybe close the tab.
Exactly. Deep breath, phone down, walk away.
And when you put all of these habits together, they're not big dramatic moves. They're small choices that repeat.
Yeah. One honest look at your values, one monthly check-in, a few automatic payments, one small action after each video, one honest conversation, a few brave no moments, some money for skills, not only stuff.
And step by step, you stop feeling like money is the scary, mysterious thing, and you start feeling like the main character in your own financial story.
And the beautiful part is, while you're doing all of this, your English is also growing. You're not just learning words, you're using them to talk about your real life.
Exactly. And I think before we finish, it would be nice to slow down and look at some of the money words we used today.
Yeah, because if you can really use these words, you can talk about money like an adult in English, not just say good or bad.
So let's do a calm word tour together. You can repeat after us or just listen and let the meaning sink in.
Okay, let's start with how we feel about money and stuff.
The first word is materialistic.
If someone is materialistic, they care too much about buying things and having stuff, instead of caring about experiences, values, or people.
For example, When I was younger, I was very materialistic. I only felt good when I bought new clothes or gadgets.
Or, social media can make people more materialistic because they always see other people's new things.
Repeat. Materialistic.
Materialistic.
Next is deprived.
If you feel deprived, you feel like you do not have enough of something important or that something is missing from your life.
For example, even when I had many things, I still felt emotionally deprived.
Or, if children grow up deprived of education, it can affect their whole future. Repeat, deprived.
Deprived. Now a word many people are afraid of. Frugal.
Frugal means being careful with money and not wasting it. Some people think it is negative, but it can actually be wise and peaceful.
For example, my grandparents are very frugal, but they are also generous in important moments.
Or, being frugal with small things can help you save for big goals.
Repeat. Frugal.
Frugal. Let's move to habits and behavior.
The next word is compulsive.
If a behavior is compulsive, you do it again and again, almost without control, even when you know it is not good for you.
For example, he has a compulsive habit of checking his bank app every 10 minutes.
Or, I used to be a compulsive online shopper whenever I felt stressed.
Repeat. Compulsive.
Compulsive.
Next phrase. Burning a hole in your pocket.
If money is burning a hole in your pocket, it means you feel a strong desire to spend it quickly. It is hard to keep.
For example, as soon as he got his bonus, it started burning a hole in his pocket.
Or, if extra money always burns a hole in your pocket, it is hard to build savings. Repeat, burning a hole in your pocket.
Burning a hole in your pocket. Now, a useful phrase. Discretionary spending.
Discretionary spending is money you spend on non-essential things, like eating out, streaming services, or extra clothes. Not rent or basic food, but extra things.
For example, I reduced my discretionary spending on takeaways and used that money for a course.
Or, if you track your discretionary spending, you can see where small amounts add up.
Repeat. Discretionary spending. Discretionary spending.
Now let us look at some bigger picture money ideas.
The next phrase is financial literacy.
Financial literacy means understanding how money works in your real life, how to earn, save, spend, and plan, not just knowing theory or formulas.
For example, schools teach math, but many people still do not feel financially literate.
Or, building financial literacy can help you feel less afraid of your bank account. Repeat, financial literacy.
Financial literacy. Another useful phrase is live paycheck to paycheck.
If you live paycheck to paycheck, almost all your salary is gone by the time the next salary comes. There is no safety or extra money.
For example, many families live paycheck to paycheck and feel stressed every month.
Or, I wanted to stop living paycheck to paycheck and build even a small emergency fund. Repeat, live paycheck to paycheck.
Live paycheck to paycheck. And connected to that is fall behind on bills.
To fall behind on bills means you do not pay them on time, so the money you owe becomes bigger and more stressful.
For example, when he lost his job, he started to fall behind on bills.
Or, a small plan can help you catch up if you fall behind on bills. Repeat, fall behind on bills.
Fall behind on bills.
Finally, let's talk about money and other people.
The next phrase is keep up with the Joneses.
Keep up with the Joneses means trying to have the same things as other people, like neighbors, friends, or people online, so you do not feel less than them.
For example, they bought a new car just to keep up with the Joneses, not because they needed it.
Or, if you always try to keep up with the Joneses, you may never feel satisfied. Repeat. Keep up with the Joneses.
Keep up with the Joneses. And the last phrase is on the same page.
If you are on the same page with someone, you both understand the situation in the same way and agree on the plan.
For example, I want to be on the same page with my partner about our budget.
Or, before starting a project, the team made sure they were all on the same page. Repeat, on the same page.
On the same page.
So, that was our word tour for today. If you can use even a few of these words to talk about your money, your habits, and your future, you are already speaking at a strong B2 level.
And remember, you do not have to remember everything today. You can always come back, listen again, and use these words when you talk about your own money story in English.
Exactly. And maybe the most important thing is not to remember every word, but to take one small step after this episode.
Yes, maybe you sit for 5 minutes with your bank app. Maybe you write down your top 3 priorities. Maybe you just choose one habit you want to try this month.
And if you want to practice your English too, you can even write one sentence in the comments, like, right now my money habit is, or the change I want to make is.
We would really love to read those, and who knows, your sentence might give courage to someone else who feels the same.
So, be kind to yourself, go slowly, and remember, you are not behind. You are just starting your next chapter with a little more awareness.
And we are very happy to be part of that chapter with you.
Take care of your money, take care of your English, and take care of your peace of mind.
This is Anna.
And this is Jake.
And you have been listening to the English Leap podcast. Bye.
Your progress doesn't end here. To continue advancing your English skills, click on the next video or explore the additional videos we've thoughtfully selected for you.